It's me, James.
Atia.
And we're with Perkins Life 4. And we are making this video because a few days ago, Tosh from Tosh Time, if you don't know her, you need to go over there and check out her channel. I will put a card up here to her channel and the video that we're talking about of hers. She did a video on a couple, Jamie and Nikki, that, you know, they split up after many years of marriage and like that, but they were an interracial couple. And I left a comment on there with some of my thoughts on that, and she contacted us because, I mean, she's a wonderful person. You know, she's always, I don't know how to explain. She's always great. I guess we're friends. We're friends. I could say that, I guess. Never met them yet, but we will. She said that she'd like to hear our thoughts on it since we are an interracial couple. So I guess basically the thing is what it's like being an interracial couple, any ups or downs we've had with that, what it's like having kids that are interracial, and what it's like being married, I guess, is the...
Yes.
So do you want to start out on anything on... Well, you want to start out with what it's like being married, or...
Yeah, what it's like being married. It's...
Well, we've been together for, what, 13 years now?
Yeah, 13 years.
Married for 10.
Yes.
So that's first 13 years together, married for 10. Well, almost 11 now, ain't it?
Yes.
Almost 11 years we've been married now. Hey, so, go ahead.
Basically, I don't see it different than any other relationship, but I do know that my family, except for my brother, does not talk to me because I'm in an interracial relationship, and that doesn't bother me, not like I thought it would.
Yeah, because it's surprising in the day that how do you call it? What is it? The day and age that we're in now?
Yes.
The day and age that we're in now, that you would still find that us being together is still a problem with some people. You know, I mean, even on my side of the family, they accepted her, but I could still see stuff that was a little off with, you know, some of my family. I mean, I don't talk to any of my family anymore either, which this is part of one of the reasons why, but it's, you know, yeah, you will lose family and you'll lose friends.
Yes.
Being
I had a
couple
friend,
like this. So.
I had a friend that told me she wouldn't be my friend anymore if I dated a white man.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're not friends anymore.
I find it surprising, but
it's more on the black side.
Yeah.
I see it more than on the white side. I mean, we went to South Carolina. We was gonna live there. We stayed there for 2 months.
Yeah, that was bad.
Because those black people were mean.
Yeah, we went to,
and
we were in South Carolina, and we went into a Walmart, and we were not chased out of Walmart, but we were followed out of Walmart by a group of them, a group of people. I mean, there was, and I heard comments made, you know, and I just don't, I guess I don't understand it. I mean, I don't see it, I guess, like other people see it. I mean, I've never saw the color of somebody's skin. I've always been able to see what's inside of a person.
But that's your autism.
Yeah, that's you know, I have a high functioning autism, but that's one thing that I don't see is I don't see a lot of, everybody looks the same to me. I mean, I know that there's different colors, but for me, it's, I don't see that when I look at somebody. I don't judge a person until I've talked to them for a little while, you know, because I can, by listening to them, I can judge what type of person they are from what's inside of them. So I never, whenever I saw her, she looked just like any other girl out there. I mean, it was not like, ooh, it's a black girl or something, you know.
And for me, I noticed that he was white, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed the difference, but I didn't care about the difference because of his personality.
And we still get looks, and we still get comments, you know, all the time. I mean, we've been in Walmart before, and she's been walking ahead of me, and I've been walking a little bit further behind her with the kids or something like that. And I've heard people say, you know, oh, that's a shame, or, you know, there goes another one of our black women, you know, like it's some type of a bad thing or something. Like I took something away from the black community by being with her. I mean, this is a human being. This is not, I mean, we're all human beings. I don't know why we have to separate ourselves so much. You know? I can't grasp that concept of being separate from other people. I don't understand it, you know, but yeah, we've had many of comments and looks and fingers and gestures towards us before.
Yeah.
You know, but is there anything else you want to say on that aspect of it all, I guess?
No.
You know, having interracial kids, I guess.
Yeah.
They're kids. The only thing that I find that is different, you know, is their hair. I mean, to tell you, I mean, our poor kids, I have really fine hair that is, you know, it's that hair where it's a family trait in our hair. Like, you can't curl it or nothing like that because it's so fine. But then you take that and mix it with the black hair, and our poor boys, I mean, they just sneeze or something, their hair just knots up in balls. You know, I mean, it's you like start brushing. She'll brush one of them, and she'll start on one side and start brushing it out like you're supposed to. But then time you get to the other side, the side's already knotted up again. Mm-hmm. Because black hair products don't work good in their hair, but then white hair products don't work good in their hair. So you got to kind of mix them and use some of this and some of that. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's. But I mean, I don't know if we've.
They don't deal with the interracial stuff so much because they're homeschooled.
Yeah.
So.
They're homeschooled, and they're not as, which y'all have seen them on here before. They didn't pick up a lot of the color, you know, and so I guess for society, you know, the way society is, society don't see them as being a mixed kid. So I don't know if that's going to help them out in the future or hurt them in the future. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hopefully in the future we don't have to worry about that stuff because it's all just going to be mixed later on. So, you know. But what else we got to talk about? Oh, another thing that we have to deal with is, we figured that we'd throw this in there too, because we're talking about us as a family, is what it's like too living with somebody with a disability.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a very hard, you know, it's one of those things, I guess that falls under marriage of, you know, how long, since we've been together for 10 years, how we made it this far when we're both so messed up in our head. You know?
There are times when it clashes.
Yeah.
Big time.
And don't take me wrong, too. I will joke about having what I have because it's a what they call that? It's a
defense mechanism.
It's a defense mechanism that I have. I can't help it. I've been, with what I've went through and stuff like this, I've learned to create an image in my head that I have to joke about it, and it helps me deal with it a lot. So if I say anything that might be sound wrong about it. It's not personal. It's just a defense mechanism that I have, and I can't control it. So, like us both being screwed up in the head. I mean, but yeah, it's one of those things where I think that's one of the things that's actually made us stay together so much.
Yeah.
Is because I know what she's going through when she's having her panic attacks or anxiety attacks, or she's having those days where you don't want to get up at all. Unfortunately, I'm supposed to make videos right now. I have a challenge that I'm doing right now about getting food in, and I haven't been able to do the videos. It's just because up until actually what was about an hour ago, up until about an hour ago, I didn't want to do nothing but just lay there. I mean, I wanted to lay there and quit breathing. But that's part of the mental disability that I have, is just...
And the physical pain.
And I've been having a lot of pain lately. So it's just, after so long of that, your body just wants to give up. And all I wanted to do was just kind of lay there and not do nothing. And I took a nap, which usually I'm not able to take a nap during the day, but I was just so exhausted, I guess, and so much pain, that I laid down and I slept pretty good for 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
And I got up and I feel a whole lot better now. So that's why this video is coming out, which is way late.
Yeah.
So sorry, Tosh, it's late. But and sorry, Andy, because the other ones are late. I'm getting them. If you don't know who Andy is, go check him out right here. Yeah, but it's one of those things that, and sometimes it clashes, because there are certain things that if I say to her triggers a emotional disability of hers, and she'll say something to me, sometimes that'll trigger an emotional disability where we get real defensive. And when that happens, you can understand it. So, oh, I'm sorry, like that. But the worst part about it is when it happens when we're both going through a mental disability or a mental problem,
yes,
or a mental issue at the time. Yes. And it can actually be pretty bad sometimes, where it's, we're so defensive that we'll actually, it's an argument, but it's not an argument. How do you explain that? We're yelling and screaming at each other, but we're not. I mean, it's a mental response. It's a disability response to a trigger that one of us said that started it. But then it's one of those things, as soon as it comes on, is as soon as it leaves sometimes, and then it's like, oh, okay, sorry. But
well, James has to do a lot of explaining when my mental stuff comes on, because James is a smart ass, if y'all don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
And he can really get into the degradation and...
one of my defense...
He talks down to you.
My defense mechanisms whenever somebody starts attacking me is... My first defense is to go back at them. And in a normal conversation, or even a normal argument, that does not come out. But there's certain words or certain actions that'll trigger it. And when it does come out, it's real bad. I mean, I'm the first one to admit that I am very rude and I'm very degrading to whoever it is that I'm talking to. And it's like almost like a blackout type defense that I don't know that I'm doing it a lot of times. And she sometimes has to explain stuff I've said. And it's like, oh, shoot, I'm sorry, didn't mean it. And it goes from that, and if it progresses to that further, which that only happens with when I was a child and with my brothers or my parents or something like that, then it can turn physical. That hasn't happened, in I don't know, 20 years. Ever since I got away from my bad situation that I went through, I don't have to worry about that anymore. That's something I don't ever want to see again. You know, that's a monster in the closet or whatever you want to call him or whatever. He's chained up pretty well. So, and it's never came. I mean, that has to go to one of those where if I get hit or pushed or something, then it's a trigger, and it's a blackout trigger, and it's not pretty.
And I have this thing that if you have to hit your partner, then you shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
If you gotta resort to violence with your partner, then you shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
You know, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah, I never understood that whole. I mean, even when I was in bad relationships, I never had that ever thought to ever hit a person. I don't understand where that trigger is, and if that's happening to you, boy, get out of that situation. Shoot, you know. But and you know, verbal abuse is bad too. But
really bad.
You also got to understand where it's coming from first. You know, you got to figure out is it a defense mechanism or is it serious? You know. And trust me, she ain't the innocent one here. She can dish this out because she's a New Yorker. Her New Yorker comes out in her, and what's funny though is
he ends up having to calm me down.
What happens is I can be in a total verbal rage, which then triggers her up into her verbal rage. Well, then all of a sudden a switch will switch in my head of, oh shoot, I need to defend her and help her. And it's like instantly my whole mind goes blank and it's all about helping her. And I completely just go from, 1,000 to 1, and just boom, and I'm down again. I'm like, okay, you okay?
And I don't move that way.
And hers can't.
Mine is gradual.
Hers is gradual. So then it's like an hour or so of trying to calm her down, and it's just like that whole thing of mine just goes away because my protection anxiety. I have a really bad what do they call that?
What?
I'm overprotective.
Oh yeah.
I have a one of my disabilities. I'm very overprotective of my loved ones. It's weird. But so as soon as she gets upset, it triggers in my head that I have to help her out, and then my stuff just goes away. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter even if I'm right. And there's been a lot of times that I'm right and she's wrong. But it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. I got to help her out, So, but some days it's rough. Some days it's, some days it's, we both do it. You don't want everyone to get up, but you have to work around it and just keep going, and you have to understand the person, and so
I can already tell you tomorrow I'm not going to want to get up. I can tell you the way I'm feeling right now. Tomorrow I'm not going to want to get up and do school with the boys. But I have to.
Yeah.
I can't not do school with the boys. But I can tell you that the way I feel, I'm not going to want to do school with the boys.
Yeah.
So that happens.
It's a struggle. I mean,
it's a real struggle.
It's an everyday struggle.
The struggle is real.
But the only way that we get through it, I think, is the only way that I get through it is knowing that she is there to help me out and everything. And the only reason why I'm still around is because I know that she needs my help. It's that deep love that I have for her that I will never. That's like my only purpose in life. Because I've had a lot of what do they call it? Not wanting to be here issues.
Yes.
And I have a purpose now. It's my family. So they're like the only things that keep me alive. So, but yeah. So is there anything else that you wanted to shoot out there to everybody?
No, we'll be coming up with a homeschool video.
Yeah, we got a homeschool video coming up. A little tour about that. I still got my cooking videos of what I'm doing with some food. It's not just stretching it out or how I can stretch it out. It's also trying to have a really good meal, cheap, you know. So.
And I'm also coming out with my bio.
Yeah, she's gonna talk about hers.
His bio.
But I don't know if that's. I think that might be about it.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm gonna edit anything in here, so you might see the whole 9 yards here. I guess that's it, ain't it?
Yeah.
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about us, or have any questions about anything that we talked about,
yes.
You know, I mean, we're
Let us know.
We're not experts, but we went through a lot of crap so far.
Yes.
So, which I'd rather talk to somebody that's been through stuff than. Yeah, we've had our ups and downs, you know. I mean, if you go back and look at how we got here, you'd understand some of the stuff that we went through. She's going to be putting out how we got here on from her eyes, you know. So that kind of explains what we went through to how we got here, and I'm happy about where we're at now, you know.
Yeah.
So, but until then, I guess. I mean, guys, that's it.
Bye.
So, we'll see you later.